Hello, gorgeous soul, and welcome to this epic podcast. This is a place where you are encouraged and you have absolute freaking permission to unapologetically go after all of your dreams, all of your visions, all of your things on your vision board, like everything that your heart desires. I'm your host, Angharad, the High Vibe Babe, and I believe that we're all in this life to expand and experience our wildest dreams. If one of us can have it, then we all can. So that is the aim of this podcast. Each week I'll either be going solo or have guests with the aim to inspire, uplift you and give you the tools for you to live your most epic AF life and business possible. You can find me on Instagram with the handle @HighVibeBabe. Now let's get into today's episode. Hey babes, Angharad here, High Vibe Babe. I want to speak about why our strategy within human design is so damn important. So today I did a human design reading. We spoke a lot about strategy. It's constantly something I work with my clients as well, because with our strategy, especially for generators, the hardest thing is yours is to respond, right? So it can be really difficult to lean back because you're like, but my sacral said yes and I've got the energy, I want to go and do it. But actually you really have to wait for the response, an external response through your senses, right? It's not an internal one, it's external. So being a manifestor, my strategy is to inform. It is not to respond. I have to wait for invitation. I don't do anything. So all I do is inform. I just get the download, check in with my authority, which is my spleen. So it's immediate, and I go. So one of the things you would have seen me launch last month at some point, sometime, a few weeks ago, whatever the timeline was I launched a Transforming Trauma Summit. And I put 2 posts out. I did 2 posts, one on a Facebook page and one on my personal Facebook, saying I want to hold a summit and I would like healers to speak at my event. Also some women who have healed their own trauma, maybe through different modalities, no matter what it was, and for them to share their success stories so that we can all get a feeling like it's just amazing vibes to hear from someone else's personal story as to how they've overcome these things, right? So that's what I did. I posted that and I had hundreds of people, like probably nearly 400 responses altogether through the DMs and the replies and the comments and all the things of people who wanted to speak at the summit. So I was like, oh wow, this is huge. So what I did then I flipped into generator mode and I started responding. So I had the external stimulus that all these people wanted to come and be part of this thing, and then my open head center inspiration was like, oh my gosh, this would be amazing, a huge impactful movement, like thousands, tens of thousands of people would be like impacted by this, and it's free and it will be amazing. So then I launched a Facebook page and a Facebook group for this big movement, and we're going to have 2 people speak a week, and it was going to be amazing and all this training and everything. But what happened is I felt so off. Like I honestly just fundamentally felt like funny. I felt my not self theme as anger. So a bit of anger was coming through, like just a bit like frustration, anger within my home life, within my family life, within like my business, or just little things. And what happens with a not self theme is that it's like the saying, the straw that broke the camel's back, which is like a camel with a whole lot of straw on it, and you put the last little piece of straw on it, breaks the back, right? Doesn't mean the last straw was so heavy it broke the camel's back. What it means is that all the other things underneath there's layers underneath. So the same sort of thing with our not self theme. So within human design, generators are frustration, manifestors are anger, projectors are bitterness, and reflectors are disappointment. So what happens with a not self theme is when we want to decode it, what we do is we say, okay, cool. So I'm feeling really frustrated right now that my kids just lost their shit. Okay. And the next thing I ask myself is, and this is what I coach my clients through and what I coach myself through, is if you were to remove that piece of frustration, what's underneath it? Okay. I'm also frustrated that my husband, we just had a big argument. Cool. So if that didn't exist, remove that. What else is underneath? What are the layers? And you keep on going. And what we find is there is always a frustration, an anger, a bitterness, a disappointment, something, our not self thing within ourselves. It's always about us. So we didn't serve ourselves. So we didn't get up in the morning. It's that we wish we didn't have that conversation, or we wish we said it in a different way, or we are frustrated that we haven't been, exercising enough, or we didn't stick to something we really wanted to, or we launched something that was wrong, right? Which was mine. Okay. So what happens is we decode our not self theme by digging through the layers and finding out what the beginning straw was that was on the camel's back. Not the last one, not the 3,000 things on top of it. It's always the thing underneath that's always to do with us and how we're serving ourselves, because it's our warning sign that we're out of alignment. That's never because someone has had an argument with us or because the kids lost their shit. It's always to do with us, okay? So what happened for me is I flicked to generator mode and I started responding, and then I started feeling all of this anger, all of this frustration, all of this like ickiness. And it was pretty subtle because for me, I don't actually have my not self thing come up very often. So it just felt quite subtle, to be honest. It felt a little more like frustration than anger. But anyway, and what I learned was even me, who's like a human design mentor, still learning big things. And it was like a big wake up call for me. Is what happened is my download, my thing to initiate was a Transforming Trauma Summit, but it was not a big movement. It was not a Facebook group. It was not something that even my open hair center was like, this would be amazing. Got so inspired by other people. It's not that. So within our human design and alignment, it's not about other people. It's about us. And we make, especially you as generators, we make the biggest impact based on our own design being aligned for ourselves to shine the most. Because especially you generators, what happens with your aura is because your aura is so amazing when you respond. The reason why your strategy is to respond is actually because when you are in alignment and you're trusting these things are coming and you're tapping into your authority and you're feeling into all these things, what happens is your aura is a magnet and it brings all of these ways for you to respond to. So you get to lean back and just be the magnet. It's amazing. It's just the middle trust piece that you need to do. So within me, what happened is I didn't carry on with the downloader. I just wanted to impact more people. I wanted to help more people out, and it became not right for me. So now I'm in the process of undoing that and just going for the original plan, which was a Transforming Trauma Summit. So I hope this has brought you some like value and like some aha moments and some like times in your life where you're like, oh yeah, actually I did it wrong. I started informing, or I started waiting for invitations because I was too scared to respond to the thing that I was getting. I felt like I needed more, right? No, just your response, your aura, just checking with yourself and following your authority, your strategy, your energy type is exactly what you need to do. Nothing more and nothing less. I'm sending you lots of love. Also, my human design readings, I've changed up a little bit. So 45-minute sessions, which is like the introductory, more like a single person, maybe like a little bit of family stuff, but it's only 45 minutes and we go into that, and that's just a human design reading. Or if you really want to integrate it into your business, what I've decided to do is, my strategy sessions, my business clarity, like selling, offers, all these sorts of things. I've merged that with a longer human design reading. So which is sort of like more what I was doing for like my podcast interviews. I sort of morphed into other things. So it's been quite cool and other human design bookings as well, the 60-minute ones. So now I have it's called a human design biz intensive, and it's like a strategy session. We go through all the sales and all the things, and that's 75 minutes and that's $111. So if you want to book either of those two things at any time, you can. I have links pretty much everywhere, and you can always just reach out to me as well. So I'm really excited. If you want to book one in, I totally recommend it. The 45-minute one is still $66. And these are sort of like my, I guess more like integration sort of prices. So once I finish my human design, probably even sooner, but right now if the pricing feels really good, but certainly once I've finished my certification and it's more and more evolved and developed and just all this yumminess, the prices will go up. But that right now it feels really, really aligned right now. So I'm really excited about that. They're really accessible because a lot of people do charge a whole lot more for human design readings. So I'm really excited to be able to serve in a way that's like much more accessible to people. And I have a lot of them coming up. Like I have so many bookings, probably like 30 human design bookings already, which is just incredible. It's so amazing to like really change people's lives. One of the readings I did over the weekend was a projector, and she literally broke down crying, just seeing her being seen in her energetic DNA way just really changed absolutely everything for her, and it's beautiful. All of the human design readings, whether it's the shorter one or the longer one, the 45 minutes or 75-minute ones, they're all recorded and they get sent to you as well, so you get access to them forever, so you can refer back to them, because that much information in that shorter time is like a lot to take in, and then you don't have to take notes. You can just come back and rewatch it, because there's always deeper layers and stuff, because there is so much information. Because within human design readings, it's like a lot of me speaking, it's a lot of information. Whereas with like my one-on-one coaching with human design, it's very different. It's really about the integration of all the information. Of course, we like tap into the actual information as we go. Like human design is always a massive part of all of my sessions, but whether we actually speak about it or not, it's all about like me being a coach and knowing the energetics and knowing about their responding and what their authorities and all these sorts of things. And then the family dynamics, like where they're picking up on, maybe if they have an undefined emotional center, they're picking up on that from their husband or their partner, or if they're a projector and their partner's a generator, then it means that they've got this defined mind sacral, like, oh, I need this conditioning of like, I need to be more productive, or you know what I mean? So anyway, but within my coaching, it's a lot more about integration, a lot more about how it moves, how it all fits together, how all the moving parts of everything, masculine, feminine energy, how human design fits in, how parenting, how sales and offers and all these sort of things fit in as well. So it's like the same tool, but applied in completely different ways. So if you're interested, then I'd absolutely love to be able to change your life with you, really learning more about your integrating human design into your life, because it's changed everything for me. It always changes so much for my clients. It's absolutely beautiful. I'm sending you heaps of love. I'll see you very soon. Bye. If you have enjoyed this episode, I would adore if you would screenshot it, chuck it up on your stories with your favorite takeaway moment, and tag me at High Vibe Babe on Instagram so that more people can see this and get this content and get this message out there to really shape and change and impact other people's lives. Do you desire to be around more high vibe women who really get you, who encourage you, who like support you no matter what? Yeah, well, guess what? I have a place that you belong. It is called High Vibe Babes Community. It is a free Facebook group, and I would love to have you in there. There are so many free trainings and epicness in this group, so please get your booty in there. It would mean the world if you would subscribe to this podcast, do the reviews, the rating, the stars, all of the things. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to chat with you on the next episode. I'm sending you all of the vibes and all of the love. Over and out from Angharad, the High Vibe Babe.